Hi guys, and welcome back to another Let's Build episode. So last time we built up a lot of buildings in the area of Smithshaven, and in particular the most important one that we've done, which really stands out on the hill, is the old stonemasons guild hall. And in this episode, guys, we've got this area behind the aqueduct, this nice area of green. We're going to be working on that. We're going to be putting in a couple buildings there, which I'm sure you guys can help me come up with some ideas for, what are they making? What are they building? What are they? Are they just warehouses? Are they actually factories? Those kinds of things as we get in. So guys, last time I asked you what you think the old stonemasons guild hall should now be, now that the kind of main stoneworks within the city have been completed, and the one that I decided to go for was from long-time Patreon supporter John T Builds, and he actually said about making this kind of like news rag printing kind of setup, and actually having all the kind of like press news and that kind of stuff in there. Of course, during medieval times you wouldn't have as much literacy at all. But I really like this idea. I can just imagine, this city, if people could, read, or if you've got lots of people that can read around, especially in this craft area, that, people are handing out like flyers with just like one-page stories on about what's going on in the city, as well as it's a great place to advertise all these different businesses as well. And it's going to be interesting to try and make kind of like the printing press and all those kind of things within this guild hall as well when I get around to the interior. So awesome suggestion from John T. So getting into the build now, guys, I've been building up quite a few different market stalls. This is right next to the printing press. Now, it'd be really cool if you guys come up with an idea for the name of the newspaper. Is it the Lordsport Daily, that kind of thing? That'd be really cool to see what you guys come up with. But this place was just perfect for a little market. I wanted to get a couple just small like stalls around. We've got a very small blacksmith here, so he could be just making nails, that kind of thing. With a stall, we've got some fruit and veg as well, and of course we've got some bratwurst, some bockwurst, those kind of things. Just on that nice little stand there. You can imagine people, on their lunch break, on their way to work or anything like that, going into this area, going and grabbing a few little bits and pieces. We've also got a butcher in the back there. Now getting on to a bigger building in this one, this is going to be the main kind of centerpiece of this episode really. During these kind of times, and when we get into the Industrial Revolution kind of times, we would actually have workhouses. So this is where people haven't got enough money, they don't earn enough money to actually really live anywhere, they can't build their own house. So instead, employers would build these big workhouses where people could then pay rent to them, which, it's kind of like a cycle really. You earn money from your employer, then your employer takes your money from rent really, which seems a bit mean, but that is kind of how it went. So yeah, building up one of these, then we can get quite a few people living in here and working in the industrial area of Smithshaven. That's the main thing. And I also wanted to kind of play around more, so I'm really trying to explore lots of different block variations and really see what I can do with the different blocks that we've now got in Minecraft. So in particular, I was using the kind of brick, but then using polished granite as the kind of barrier around it. It makes it look quite smooth and like quite clean, and then using the sandstone on top of that with some birch, and I really like how those two came up. So we've also got this little area here, and I've been dying to make a blacksmith since we started Smithshaven, like a real big blacksmith building. Though this one's not that big, but it's really cool, and you guys will see why as we build it up. So it's really kind of slotted in right next to the jeweler we've actually got next door. And what I wanted to do is actually have some of the water being siphoned off using a pipe instead. So we've got a pipe going down to a wheel, and then that would be blowing air into there. It could also be used as an auto hammer as well, perhaps inside the building. So yeah, going with this really nice mix. Going with a really nice green roof as well. So I quite liked the colours in this one, and using the really dark stone, so you can see the water now coming from that pipework and then coming into this really big forge. Now because this would be right on the side of the road, you can't get to it because of the little river that we've now got, the little stream that's now coming down, which I really like. Kind of adds a bit of separation with the builds that we've got in Smithshaven. I think, creating gaps is a really, really good thing to do with your builds. And then you can see me building up the whole frame around the whole thing for that smithy. But I really like how it all turned out. So there we go, you can see the big furnace on there. It's slotted in right on the side. You've got that pipe work going down to a wheel, and you can see all the supports around that. I don't know, it just feels a bit steampunky. It's going to got that feel to it, which I think is why I really like it. And then you get to it from the other side. We've also got that workhouse, absolutely a monstrously big building, where we're going to have lots of the workers of Smithshaven. They can then live in there. And then finally we've got that little marketplace, but the whole kind of area now is really starting to come together, and you can really see the detail that's bringing this place to life. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe, and if you guys want to support me on Patreon or become a member on YouTube, feel free to check out the links in the description. But thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.